Welcome to a brand new series. This time around, we would learn how to solve word problems. In other words, you'd be given a context and you have to convert the context into a numerical algebraic expression, and then you solve the problem. We have done some word problems along the way, but the problems I've chosen to work through these videos are rather on the complex side, or at least they are tricky to some extent. So you have to do some manipulation to make it work. And you can also use these word problems to uncover many of the concepts that we have learned before. So we'll be applying those concepts to solve the problem. So these word problems would serve to either reflect on or kind of a refresher for some of you, right? So without further delay, let's get started. So in the first problem, the person's traveling from work to home, right? So in other words, his distance is fixed. He's only going to cover a certain distance in the process, right? 10 minutes after leaving work, he's 20 miles from home, and 20 minutes after leaving work, he's 12 miles from home. If he continues to travel at the same speed, how long will it take him to get home, right? So let's say our distance corresponds to our y term, our time corresponds to our x term, rate, which is speed, corresponds to our slope, which is conventionally written in m, and the intercept for time being, let's say, is c. We need to know all four of these to solve the problem, right? So if you put it all together into a single expression, it looks like your slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus c. All right, so that means for case one, okay, your distance, which is your y term, is 20 miles, and your time, which is your x term, is 10 minutes. So if you put it together into this expression, it looks like 20 equals 10x plus c. For case two, your distance is 12 miles, and your time, which is x term, is 20 minutes. So that means 12 equals 20x plus c. Because the distance doesn't change, I mean, the entire distance doesn't change, the intercept should be the same. Then we have the liberty to do this approximation. That means 20 minus 10x equals 12 minus 20x. If you solve for x, it will be negative 4/5. You might be wondering, why is my slope negative? Because think about it, he is gaining time and losing distance. In other words, the numerator is decreasing and denominator is increasing, which is reflective of why there is a negative slope, right? So we still have to figure out the intercept. So y equals negative 4/5 x plus c. You can use any one of the ordered pairs. I'm just using the ordered pair from case one. So it's 10, 20, right? This is my x, this is my y. So solve for c, we'll get 28. So the slope intercept form is negative 4/5 x plus 28, right? The question is asking, how long will it take for this person when he gets home? That means his distance is 0 now. So 0 equals negative 4/5 x plus 28. Solve for x, which is 35 minutes. That means it will take him 35 minutes to get from work to home. Okay. Chloe is doing a journey and her car is filled with 12 gallons of gas. So she starts her journey with 12 gallons of gas, and she's going at a rate of 60 miles per hour. That literally translates in 1 hour, she'll cover a distance of 60 miles. And she's keeping the same pace throughout her journey. She's traveled for 5 hours and 15 minutes. Okay. You know there's a clear disconnect because the speed is in miles per hour, the time is in hours and minutes. So you got to convert it into hours altogether. So if you convert that into, this translates to 315 minutes, right? And that translates to 5.25 hours, right? Let's keep that aside for just time being. But we also know another piece of information. 1 gallon gives her a mileage of 35 miles, right? So before we proceed with the gallon information, we know in 1 hour, she can cover a distance of 60 miles, right? That means in 5.25 hours, how many miles would she cover? That's critical. So 5.25 times 60, right? That's 315 miles, right? Right? So 1 gallon, okay, of gas gives her 35-mile capacity. So 315 miles would give her 315 times 1 over 35, which is 9 gallons. She would have used 9 gallons to travel a distance of 315 miles in 5 hours 15 minutes. So she started with a capacity of 12 and she used 9. That means she's left with 3 gallons of gas when she's approached the 315-mile mark. And so the answer is 3 gallons. Okay. Okay, a rock climber is climbing up a cliff or whatever it is that is 450 feet tall. So the distance, the height is 450 feet. At 9:30 a.m., okay, he's at 90 feet. And at 11 a.m., he's at 210 feet. And he's traveling at a constant rate from 0 all the way to 450 feet. You are asked, what time would he finish his journey? That is, what time would be the final time? Like 9:30 a.m., 11 a.m., what time would he finish? Of course, they're all in PM, so definitely he's finishing in the PM slot. So how do we go about it? First, we have to determine the rate, which is same as slope. That means you have to subtract 210 minus 90 and 11 minus 9.5, right? Because you think about it, it's, well, 30 minutes is half an hour, so it's 0.5. Okay, you don't write 9.3, you write it as 9.5. So how do you do that? 210 minus 90 is 120 over 1.5, right? Or sorry, 2.5. Sorry, 11 minus 9. Sorry, 1.5. What am I doing? I didn't say it right first time. Yeah. So he's climbing at a rate of 80 feet per hour, right? So by 11 a.m., he's at 210 feet, and which means he's left with 240 more feet to cover, right? If he's traveling at a rate of 80 feet per hour, how long would it take him to cover 240 feet? So he's covering in 1 hour 80 feet. So 240 feet would take him 3 hours, right? That means 3 hours from 11 a.m. is when he would complete. So 11 plus 3 is 14, which is same as 2 p.m. Okay. In 2005, a house was purchased. So in 2005, the cost of house is $280,000. And in 2013, it was sold for $334,000. Okay. Assuming the value of increase at a constant annual rate, what will be the price of the house in 2018? So first we need to figure out the rate, which is $334,000 minus $280,000 over 8, right? 2013 minus 2005 is 8 years. So $334,000 minus $280,000 divided by 8 is $6,750 per year. That's the rate, right? So you're asked, what would be the cost of the house in 2018, right? That means you're starting with the base price of $334,000 in 2013. 2018 is 5-year gap, right? Right? That means whatever you're adding will give you the total price of the house in 2018, right? So it's the price is for 1 year, it's increasing $6,750. So in 5 years, it will be 6,750 times 5 is $33,750, right? This is not the answer. This is just the proportion of how much it's increased per year. That gets added to the existing base price of the house in 2013. Then that means in 2018, that's how much the house will be. So that adds up to 334,000 is $367,750. That's what will be the cost of the house in 2018. That makes sense? To join East Lake Country Club, one must pay D dollars for a one-time membership fee and pay W dollars for a monthly fee. If the first month is free for the club, what is the total amount? Y, X months, and after a person joined the club in terms of DWX. First, you must understand something. There's a flat fee of D dollars, means whatever you're adding in terms of monthly fee or how many months you are being a member at that gym, then it must be added to the D. So right away, we can eliminate choices C and D because they're adding W instead of D. D is a flat fee. And we know Y is the total amount we need. So this part is already done. We just have to determine it's A or B, right? For 1 month, the cost is W dollars, right? For 1 month, it's W dollars. That means for X months, it's XW. So you'd be tempted to think XW. And the question says the first month is free, right? So you might be tempted to do XW minus 1, and you would say XW minus 1 as an answer. That is incorrect. The correct answer, hence, is D plus X minus 1 times W. Why? Because you have 12, let's say you get a 12-month membership and the first month is free. That means 12 minus X is months. Okay, you cannot multiply dollar and month and subtract 1. I can prove you why it's wrong. Okay, so this is the correct answer. So 12 minus 1 is 11 months. So you're paying W for 11 months, and this is the correct. Let's say the gym's flat fee is $20. Okay, this is the flat fee, and it's $10 per month. Okay, and the person is renewing for, say, 10 months. Okay. That means it's 20 plus, let's do this, call it expression A and B, right? Let's do for A. So it's 20 plus 10 months times $10, 100 minus 1. So it's 20 plus 99 is $119, right? In the second case, it's 20 plus 10 minus 1 is 9 times $10, which is 90 plus 20 is $110. Now, because your whole month is free, you should never end up with a monthly fee in any number other than 0. Okay, why is that? Because why is A incorrect? We said A is incorrect and B is correct, and B is the correct answer. We think about it, they said the first month is free, right? So by doing XW minus 1, the person only was discounted $1. In other words, he paid $9 for the first month that he was promised will be free. If you use this calculation, if this is what the cashier at that gym used, then essentially the person did not get that first month discount all the way. He only got a $1 discount. So essentially, instead of $120, which is what he should have paid, right, for the 10 month, right? He only got a $1, but he should have got a $10 discount. That means 110 would be, so 120 is the total. If you get 1 month discount, which is $10, that means he should have only paid 110, not 119. Here he's paying 119, means he only got a $1 discount. So this is the correct answer. I proved it for you. Now, you may not have the luxury to do this sort of analysis on a test, but you can do that when you're home and learning through my videos. So And what it also does is that is the nature of thinking you want to do if you want to be successful in getting a good score on these sort of exams. By the way, I forgot to circle. This is the correct answer for 3. All right, from 1990 to 2000, the population of CTA rose from X to some value. Similarly, for B, it rose from one value to the other. It's asking if the population of the two cities increased at a constant rate. In what year would the population of both cities be the same, right? So first, let's figure out rate for CTA, which is 28,000, which is population, minus 12,000 over the rate, which is the time here is 2000 minus 1990 is 10 years, right? So 28,000 minus 12,000 is 16,000, right? Now over 10, that's 1,600 people per year were in that city. Similarly, for rate B, which is city B, is 24,000 minus 18,000 over 10 years, right? So that's 6,000 over 10. So that is 600 people per year, right? So because it's constant rate, and so if you write it as y equals mx plus c, and c1 and y equals mx plus c2. What is the c1 and c2? What's m? M is the rate. So y equals 1600 for A, YA is 1600 x plus C1. YB is 600x plus C2. Populations are equal, but we still haven't addressed what the intercept is. Because you're starting with 12,000, that's your base value, just like the base value we saw for the gym. C1 is 12,000, so YA equals 1600x plus 12,000, right? Similarly, YB equals 600x plus 18,000, right? So the population should be same at some point. That means 16. Oh, I need some space for my other problem. So let me gather these and do it here. So 1600x plus 12,000 equals 600x plus 18,000, right? So if you do this math here, 1600 minus 600 is 1000x, right? Equals 6,000, right? Is it right? Yeah, 18,000 minus 12,000 is 6,000, right? So x equals 6 years, right? That means at 1990 plus 6 years is 1996, the two cities would have same population. Let's finish up the video with the final problem. An empty 1,200 gallon tank is filled with water at a rate of 6 gallons of water per minute. At the same time, another 1,200 gallon tank full of water is being drained at a rate of 9 gallons per minute. How many minutes will it take for the amount of the water in both tanks to become the same? I think the logical expression is 6x equals 1,200 minus 9x, because an empty 1,200 is filled with water at a rate of 6 gallons per minute, right? So it's just being filled. And in the other case, it's drained. That means it's negative m, right? So that means it's 15x equals 1,200. So x equals 1,200 over 15 is 80 minutes. In 80 minutes, for the amount of water in both tanks to be the same, right? Well, that's the end of this video. There's more videos on word problems, so continue to watch my channel. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. If you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing to my channel. Please share the video with your family and friends, and I will see you with another video. So please stay tuned. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.